Hello. Welcome to Craft and Chat Take 2 on Tuesday, the 14th of September. I'm Amanda Fowler. This is Inspiring Inkin. Welcome to my Facebook page and welcome if you're watching it on YouTube or on my blog, The Replay. Please do subscribe everywhere, Facebook, my blog and YouTube, so you're always the first to know when I have some creative inspiration. If you were here a few minutes ago, there was a loud crash. It actually wasn't anything desperate that made the noise, but several things fell off my desk. But it seems that as a consequence of that, the live stream got interrupted / stopped. So I've reset, I've restarted, and I'm really hoping that you're still there. So if you are still here, please let me know. And if you're wondering what you missed, I've just been telling everybody about the awesome cruise I've just been on with Royal Caribbean around the UK, and that's one of the reasons that I haven't been here for a couple of weeks. I will be sharing all of the details over on my blog later this week or early next week. So I will tell you all my tales and share some pictures and things then. So if you have found me again, please let me know. Let me know if the sound and so on is any better. I've got a different plan. So, still not good, says Sue. Still here, lots. Right, this is not good, people. This is not good. Okay, so Chris is saying I've added to her excitement as they're going around Britain as well in a few weeks. Okay, so lots of people are saying it's okay. So what I will say is if you're watching on a tablet or a phone rather than a computer, sometimes Facebook is glitchy. And this has been happening quite a lot on the live streams, that it's actually the app that you're watching it through that is causing the problem. So if you can make sure that you close out any other applications and so on, that might help. This is I don't know what to say, really. So we've got a few people with technical difficulties. So what we are going to do, this is really frustrating. It's frustrating for me and frustrating for you too. I haven't been live for 2 weeks and now it's causing more problems. Okay. I have to say, I'm actually tempted to move over to YouTube and see if that helps. Although the video bitrate is actually increasing at the moment. I don't know. Anne's saying that she hasn't got any problems. All right, so what I need to do is we need to do a poll. So if it's okay, just type in okay. And if it's not okay, type in not. And let's see kind of how many people we've got that are okay and how many people are not. And Anita's voting for YouTube. Yeah, you see, The thing with YouTube is it tends to be more stable, sadly, than Facebook. So, okay, right, okay. So so I've got 2 knots and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the majority of people, it's okay, but some of you, it's still not. I'm really sorry if you're having problems. I'm not sure what to suggest. Interesting. Right, so a few people that are having problems with their tablet are actually connecting with their phone, and it's better. Third time lucky, says Jenna. I hope so. Okay, I'm going to carry on and investigate some different options. And Rosie's found me again. Okay, so as always, I have some cards to share with you. You will have seen this. Oh, let me just minimize that. Hang on. You will have seen this card. This is a card that I made for Brian. It was our 32nd wedding anniversary on Thursday. He made me this one. And it's got a pun inside it and says, "Thank you very much for a really nice time." And this one was from my mum, who may or may not be here today. She's got friends visiting, so she might not be here. And then this one came from one of my lovely team, Sarah, with a gift. Look at this scarf. Dragonflies, and the best colour in the world. Not only blue, but a tealy blue. So you all know my love of blue. Tealy blue and turquoises are my favourite. So perfect. So that's really, really cool. Okay, so let's have a look. Sorry, Anita. Oh, Mum, did you see? Mum's just arrived. Did you see your card? I did show everyone. Thank you. Okay, so if you didn't catch the kind of replay start, I told everybody about my holiday, and yeah, if you want to hear more about it, it'll be on my blog. So make sure you sign up for my newsletter. So I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of information. You need to be on my newsletter to hear about something exciting that's happening in October. So it's 2 weeks away, and I'm not going to tell you any more. You just need to be on my newsletter to get the information first. So if you're not getting my email newsletters, pop over to my blog, and there's a little sign-up sheet for my newsletters, and you'll get a series of emails with all sorts of projects and things in it, which is really cool. But you will be the first to know of special offers and exciting things I've got planned in October. So yeah, I'm not going to say any more about it. In the world of Stampin' Up, I have emailed everybody today to say there are a few parcels that UPS seem to be not processing correctly. I don't know what else to say. So there are several customers, been affecting some of my orders as well, who keep getting updates from UPS. Oh, I've got something in my eye. Keep getting updates from UPS saying they're going to have their parcel delivered, and then it doesn't arrive. So Stampin' Up are aware of this. They're liaising with UPS, but I've been asking all of my customers to email me and let me know so I can kind of raise incident reports and things for Stampin' Up, so that, you know, that gives them more fuel to their fire with UPS. So I'm really sorry if that is happening to you. Meantime, we've got 2 weeks left of Celebration, so make sure you get your orders in. If you spend £45 or more and duplicates of £45, you can choose free gifts from Celebration, and the special offer for joining is still running, and that means you get £130 worth of products of your choice for £99, no postage to pay, and you can choose a bundle from a list of 11 bundles, I think, from the autumn winter catalogue as well for free. And you know, you get to be part of my team, which is the most amazing team, Stampin' Up team there is, and we get to hang out more. So, you know, it's a win-win all the way around. So I think we need to get on with some crafting. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and we are going to be making a couple of Christmas cards today. So let's just turn you around. Cover you over. Let's just see. Hi Stella, thank you for joining. Okay, so I am using, oh no, that's a wipe. Let's see, I'm using this stamp set, which is called Happy Holidays. Stampin' Up does like its puns, but you can see why I bought this stamp set. It is for the little Robin, and it's got a nice Merry Christmas. And I love this. Wishing your family health and happiness throughout the coming year. That's a really nice one. And Christmas blessings. That's a really nice sentiment too. And obviously Noel. So this is a red rubber stamp set. And I realised when I was busy setting this up that I hadn't actually set up all the stamps yet. And it is one of the most frequently asked questions that I get about how do I store my stamps and how do I put the labels on them and so on. So I just thought I would quickly show you. I'll just do one. So when they're on red rubber, they're already die cut. There is a paper label here. You need to take that off. This will cling to your blocks, but it's better if you use the sticky label. And you get a sheet of sticky labels. Just find the relevant one and peel the backing papers off. And then stick this down over the top. And in theory, the hole that's got the sticker in it and the stamp should be the same size. And you just peel it off, and it is there and all good. So let's see. So hopefully that is all okay. You can see all of that. And then what I actually do, I'm not going to do it now because I haven't finished with this. But what I do when this is all done is I peel this off. So I peel the backing sheet off, and then I stick this to the inside of the back of the case, and then I've got the right sized holes for the stamps to sit in, so then I know when I'm missing one. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I need some grid paper. Okay, so I'm sorry, Sue. I will get this technology sorted out. We may have to completely decamp over to YouTube, potentially, or I may end up with a new computer and other things. So we'll see. We will see. I'm working on it. Right, so for this card, I am using, I've got Real Red and Shaded Spruce, and I've actually got Crumb Cake. Now, Crumb Cake card is awesome. I love stamping on Crumb Cake card, and it gives kind of a vintagey look without it being too stark, I guess. I've got the Happy Christmas stamp and the Holly stamp. And then I've got these magical blender pens. So we've got two things that sound the same. So these are blender pens. They come in a set of 3 and they work with your water-based ink pads. And basically they have a magic solution inside, which has got glycerin in it. And the ink, basically what the magical liquid inside does is, let's start again. The magical liquid inside makes the ink more fluid and you can colour in with it, which is what I'm going to be doing. And you can use it with every single colour of ink you have, because you can just change them from one to the other. Now I've just squished the ink pad, so I've got some ink in the lids there. And I am going to stamp the Happy Christmas in a Real Red in the centre there. And then I'm stamping the holly leaves, and I'm going to stamp them all over this piece of card. If I'd been sensible. Ooh, there we go. It's much better if you'd stamp when it's not open. So I'm basically just trying to fill the gaps. Now I'll bring that up actually, so hopefully you can see that. Now that actually looks really quite stylish now. So there was a little gap there. So Chris is asking, is this my standard size of card? Yes, it is. So if you're working in inches, this is 8 inches by 5 3/4, scored at 4. And then 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And then this one is 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. If you're working in centimeters, it is, ooh, let's see if Amanda can remember. It is 21, she says. Yeah, 21 by 14 1/2, scored at 10 1/2. So then it's 10 centimeters by 14, and then 9.5 centimeters by 13.5. Got my fingers crossed. I am hoping that that is all okay. But yeah, it's my standard sizes of cards, and you'll find on my blog there is a centimeters and an inches version of that. So I'm going to use the blender pen, and I'm scribbling it now, and you can see it's clear. So there's just the liquid in there. Don't worry that the tips will get stained. So long as when you squiggle it on your scrap paper, it's coming through clear, it's fine. Now there is enough ink on this stamped image for me to be able to colour without adding very much extra, because can you see all of the shading here? So all I'm going to do is just rub the blender pen over, and it's just lifting that colour. And it's kind of dragging it out of the stamped image is the best way I can describe it. And it is enough to colour those leaves. Bearing in mind this is going on sort of a beige coloured cardstock. Can you see that? So I'm just going to spend a bit of time colouring this in. Now, if you're not a fan of colouring in, obviously you could have left it as it was. But if you like just a bit of downtime, a bit of relaxation time, actually colouring in like this is one of the nicest things to do. And I'm not desperately trying to stay within all the lines. I'm not trying to go right up to the lines. I'm just kind of leaving it as like a watercolour wash effect. So there we go. So there are all the leaves done. Mel's saying she's on a laptop and she's not having any problems, so she's not convinced it's my setup. I know it's so hard to know whether it's my end or other people's. It's really difficult. Yes, Judith, you did spy a new ring. Look, so cool. It's silver and leaves. It was an anniversary present, and it was from Orkney. It's a jeweler on Orkney. It's really pretty. I don't know whether you can see it. It's kind of reflecting a bit, but yeah. So yeah, lovely new ring. Right. Well spotted. So let's squiggle this. So I can use the same pen on the real red now. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take some of the ink off because that's quite soft. I don't want this to be too dark. And I want there to be tone there. So I'm lifting up a bit of colour, squiggling it off, and then colouring in the berries. Yeah, if I go straight onto it, it will be bright, bright red and probably too dark. So I don't want that. No. And again, for a Christmas card, this is great because it's going to be flat. which means it's really cool for posting. And as you can see, it's actually quite quick to do. 3 more berries. Ta-da! It's all done, look. Yay. Right, so let's just close up those ink pads because we know how messy I am. Oh, I'll turn that over. And let's layer this up. And with all cards, this simple act, if you like, of layering just makes all the colours pull together and sing. So it is really a really important kind of thing to do when you're making a card, is to put some additional layers on. So there you go. So there is the finished card. So there we go. So there is one very quick, slightly vintagey style card. Let me just clean that stamp as well. Ooh, and I need to grab my trimmer because I've got to cut some paper probably. Whoa. So I did a bit of research for you this morning whilst I was having my coffee. I sat and watched the robin in the garden, and we have quite a few robins visiting us, and trying to work out what colour robins are. So when you think of a robin, let me get the robin stamp out. When you think of a robin, you go, well, he's mainly brown and he has a red breast. But who knows what colour a robin's tummy is? No Googling it. Who knows what colour a robin's tummy is? Tell me, tell me. I'm just going to ink him up in early espresso. Oh, look! We have some answers coming up. Interesting. So we've got a few different colours suggesting. So, white, orange, buff, fawn, red, white. Okay, I have to say though, this is a British robin. I am aware there are robins around the world, different sorts. But a British robin has a white / grey / buff coloured tummy. And so this morning, when I was starting to gather the ink colours for the robin, because I knew what card I was going to make, but I hadn't actually coloured the robin in. And I Googled it and I thought, that's so strange. And then I waited in the garden until the robin came so I could check. And it's kind of like a white or a grey. So I've got a little bit of, this is grey granite, that I'm just going to put here. So it's almost no colour there on his tummy, really. And then I'm going to use cherry cobbler for his red breast. Now, normally I would use real red, but the papers that I'm using and the cardstock I'm using are cherry cobbler. So I figured that actually using cherry cobbler would probably be the right thing to do. And then I have got crumb cake here to colour in the rest of him. So, and I don't know why, I always think of robins as boys. Does anyone know that? I don't know why. Makes no sense really, but there you go. So let's just pull this. Now I'm colouring this time onto shimmery white cardstock. So it has got a little bit of a shimmer, which she says, famous last words, I am not. That's why it wasn't doing what I thought it was. Let's start that again. Let's try that again. I was wondering why it wasn't shimmering. And it wasn't shimmering because I picked up the basic white cardstock, not the shimmery white cardstock. There we go. That's better. I've got a slightly sparkly robin now. So I'm using a little bit of the early espresso on his wings and his tail and his beak. And his legs. So I'm going to scribble this and use a little bit of the grey granite again for his belly bit. So it's got a little bit of colour, but not very much. And then we'll do his red breast. And it depends. It seems to depend what time of year it is as to how red his red breast is. And some of it kind of looks orangey sometimes as well. But there you go. I think that's quite an okay interpretation of a robin. It's my interpretation of a robin. If there are any I can't say it. It's a good job you can't see me trying to say this. I want to say ornithologist, bird watchers and bird people. The joy of being a menopausal woman, that your words do not come out the way that they're supposed to. I'm sure somebody is going to type the right word so I can actually say it. It's just, I can't, oh yeah, anyway. Thank you for understanding. Good afternoon, Barbara. How are you? Let me just get this little robin chopped out. I was speaking to one of my Canadian friends, and we were talking about robins, and she was saying that some robins that she's seen are humongous, absolutely huge, compared to like a British robin. So let's just see. So I have got some different papers here. So these papers, I showed you them a few weeks ago actually. They're the Tidings of Christmas papers. I've got Evening Evergreen and Crumb Cake. And some ribbon. And I meant to bring up some baker's twine, so I will have to see if I've got some. But I wasn't sure which way round and which colours I was going to use. So it's going to take a second for me to kind of play with this to see which way around, which papers. I think I want bigger pattern. Oh no. I want stripes. No. Smaller pattern. No. This is how I work. So if you've ever wondered how I make cards, this is really how I work. Do I like that way? Do I like it the other way? Yeah, so it's got to be that way, and that way. Okay. So let me just cut this paper down. So does anybody know what somebody who studies birds is called? Where's my happy birthday? No, happy birthday? Where's my happy Christmas gone? Ornithologist. An ornithologist? That sounds right. Oh dear. Thank you. Judith's saying a twitcher. Yes. That's the other name. But that was just the word that I could not. An ornithologist. Yeah. Thank you. Very kind, helping the girl out. You know, on the replay, everybody's going to be shouting the word, don't you? I would love to see what, oh, I don't know whether you can see what I'm doing. I'm just trimming this sentiment down to see what people say when they're watching me on video, when I'm asking questions. Because I would imagine, so when I'm watching a video, a live video, quite often I'll sort of answer rather than type, because, you know, that's the sort of thing that you need to do. Right, so have I got, a little bit of linen thread. Let's just get that out. There we go. You're so lovely. Thank you. Right. So let's get this threaded through here. And this is one of my favorite things to do with ribbon. And if you are frugal with your ribbon, you may well find that you end up with little tiny scraps of ribbon, you know, 3 or 4 inches, something like that. It's a really good idea to do what I'm going to do now with my tag, which is you thread it through your tag. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double this up. I'm going to use 3 bits actually. 3 bits of linen thread. So thread it through your tag and then use something like linen thread or baker's twine or silver thread, something like that, and put a little bow on the front of it, like I'm just about to do. And what that does is it means that you can use your little scraps of ribbon without actually having to tie a bow. It's just there we go. There we go. So you can, hopefully you can see that. So that's a tiny scrap of ribbon, but I've actually, you know, made it fancy with a little linen thread bow. Now, I've actually got 3 layers of linen thread there, but like I said, baker's twine or all sorts of things is now working. Okay. So let's get these layers on. Okay, so I'm going to put the tag there. So I'm just going to work out my positioning because I want the Happy Christmas to kind of be over both areas, but actually doesn't need to be central. I'm going to position that in first. And I'm going to lift this one up. So this has got a lot more dimension now. So we're just going to pop that one down. And you might want to just trim your ribbon down a little bit. So it's not quite sticking so high up off the card. And then we can pop this little robin down. There we go. So there's your second card. I will move these things out of the way a little bit, try and tidy up. And hopefully you are still able to hear and see me okay. So let's just move all of that out of the way. There you go. And let's see. So I hope that you can see the two cards. Like I said, this card actually is great for using scraps. So not only as I was talking about scraps of ribbon, but you know, scraps of paper to make some tags. You've got a little piece of paper here for your sentiment. So there's all sorts of different little bits of scraps that you can get. But do think about doing a bit of colouring in to give you a bit of a rest and a relaxation. So I'm going to love you and leave you now. Thank you so much for joining me today. And for those of you that were struggling with the live, I'm really sorry. Hopefully things will improve over the next few weeks. So take care of yourselves, and don't forget to subscribe here on Facebook, on YouTube, and on my blog. And then you'll be the first to hear about all of my creative inspiration, but also you get to hear all about my cruise last week, which was amazing. And all of the products that you've seen today are available in my online store. So take care of yourselves. I will see you live next week. Bye.